to Dungeons and Shenanigans. I'm going to be your DM for the night, and unfortunately, we're going to be down 2 players tonight. We're going to be down 1 Tara and 1 Allison. I definitely didn't put 2 thumbs up for a reason. You already know our lovely players and our lovely characters that the players are playing. So say hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely players. Wow, that's.
Okay, that was in sync for sure. Welcome to our stupidity that is our D&D and Dungeons and Shenanigans. A lot of shenanigans in store for all of you today.
Yes.
Including the players. I hope.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I can feel it.
You can feel it?
Yeah.
In your bones?
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Very shenanigans.
Yeah, he's right behind you actually.
Shona?
It's the 22 sitting on your bed.
Why are you staring at me?
It's a really uncomfortable bed, so I hope so.
You hope so. We love dorms.
You're gonna be like, what?
So 22 is just the sleep number.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta dance like it, too.
This ain't no Tempur-Pedic. All right, and let's go ahead and jump right into our campaign. Oh, first announcements. Our Discord's working again. We know we've said it's been working for a few weeks now, but it's still working. So go ahead and join our Discord, and go ahead and join our meme competitions. It's only us right now who are doing these meme competitions because
Who's winning?
I am, of course.
Me.
Of course.
Excuse me.
So
Quantity, not quality.
So, we just want community. We want people to interact with. Go ahead and come over there. And if you want to help us with our setup, we do have a coffee. It's going to be in our description, in our link tree. So go ahead, and if you'd like to support us in any way possible, just go ahead and give us a little tip, buy us a cup of coffee. And any proceeds that we make there is going to go straight back into our campaign, into making it more of a nice campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So
the beginning of the campaign problems don't have to get.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. That was horrible.
So, thank you. And let's go ahead and start tonight's session of Dungeons and Shenanigans. Take it away, guys. Right, where we last left off, you guys had just encountered the Tarrasque and had the aftermath of the Tarrasque awakening. As you guys were leaving, you had the king of the fire giants basically approaching. You guys scurried off, found some iconography on your way out, but proceeded to pass on. You traveled over the mountain range into Emberhold, the largest city within Flame Reach. While in here, you noticed a bunch of different smatterings of life and culture throughout here. The big one, though, being a Church of Moradin, the god of the forge. Speaking with the Sister Gladys, she helped you get a nice place to stay, nice food, a good bath, just a really good time to relax from this horrible journey, but you're almost at the last leg of the race. Lucky and Jameson ended up walking towards Jameson's old house and had a relaxing time there, just kind of conversing and learning more about Jameson and his backstory. And Lucky slept on the couch. Returning back to the church, you guys had a little will they won't they conversation with Kella and Amanda, which definitely wasn't instigated by Bella. And you guys had just geared up and were just about to set out on the road again towards the Savidrans.
Am I still carrying Ben?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still in a rough spot.
And he has the sword. Like
Yep.
he does.
And you're holding his Phoenix blade as well. So yes, that is right where we left off, right where you guys were finishing up, getting everything ready. So is there anything you guys would like to prepare? Anything you want in terms of supplies or anything like that?
Well, how much more desert do we have to go through?
Not much further.
So like an hour a day?
Like half a day.
Okay.
because the city itself is very large, but to get to where you need to get, it does get a little treacherous and does take a little bit of time.
Okay. Well, it's the morning, so I'm gonna pop a crystal in the spider's mouth.
Okay.
And in my mouth. And are there more crystals here?
Yeah. The water crystals themselves, they're generally on the cooler side, which is in Emberhold, so they're very plentiful. So if you'd like to buy some, they do take gold here.
Okay.
And how much are you wanting to get?
Well, I have 20 gold in my pocket.
Okay. So one gold piece will get you about like 4.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So if anybody else wants any water crystals to kind of like help them along, because even though you're on the cooler side of Emberhold, it is still it's not as dangerous of a scenario when it comes to this, but it is something you will need. So however many water crystals you guys have on you, it depends on how much you want to get.
I think Vela had just finished that conversation with the 22 dude.
Yes.
And I know she had gone with her Eerie token, and she'd gone like lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Did he answer?
Lucky, you would hear her voice in your head.
This again. I'm so good at responding. Yeah, I'm here.
It happened again.
What happened again?
The guy showed up and was talking to me again.
The guy. Oh, from like the other night at Mama J?
Yeah, literally like a few nights ago.
I feel so much longer than that.
I know, it feels like months.
Goodness. Weeks, years. That's not great. Are you feeling okay though, besides that?
I think so. I'm just really concerned by how often it's happening.
Yeah, like twice in like 5 days isn't great.
No, not great.
You might want to get that checked out.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, don't tell anyone about this. Thank you. Bye.
Go to your local doctor.
Do you sever the connection with him?
No.
Oh,
The
okay.
connection doesn't really sever because he's wearing the token.
Okay.
All right.
That's
All right. You are. You say that would be like at breakfast. You'd probably like call him. As he's on his way back to you guys. So he's about to meet up with you as he'd be hearing that walking towards the rest of the group. So, anything else any of you guys would like to do?
No.
All right, sounds
Roll.
good. So as you guys are starting to kind of like get going, you see Amanda just go ahead and walk over to Gladys and just give her a hug, like just a half side hug, and just go, "Thank you for everything as always. We really do appreciate it. You always help us, and we're very grateful of it." She goes, of course. May Moradin's blessings be with you all, and with you as well. Yeah. Bye. And she just kind of turns on her boots and just starts to walk out. And then you just see Keller just go, "Thanks again for everything. You always help us out. You know she likes you, right?" Like, and she's like, "Yes, I know." It's like, good, okay. I know she may be prickly to everyone, but she's actually nice. And he just starts to walk out as well. So, you guys have the open road ahead of you. And
Is it a road?
there are main roads in here. And the roads themselves you are noticing that there's like a little bit of like carriages and a little bit of different things like that are like kind of helping people along their journey.
Are they steampunk as well?
Not a ton. A lot of it is more like like horse-drawn, but not horses. More like these weird, like lizard-like creatures, different types of scaled creatures generally. You are seeing a few like beast-like furred creatures. You see one that has like a really wide jaw, that like kind of like a flat head, almost frog-like, but it has this like fur like that, like crest like in these two stripes all the way down its back, and has like 6 eyes. Weird creatures down below. But there are people that are kind of traveling with that, and but it seems as though you guys are just traveling on foot right now. As you guys start to go on this road, you're seeing all kinds of these smokestacks just kind of billowing up in here of all kinds of forges. You are hearing, as you're traveling through this area, a lot of just like ting, ting, ting of quite a bit of different forges. And you're seeing like different weapon shops, different armors. They don't look as stylized in a way that you guys are super familiar with. It's a lot of like darker iron, like black metal generally. A lot of it has like more sharper edges. A lot of it looks like it's kind of an intimidation factor added with use, instead of more of like the sleek, more polished look that a lot of other surface areas kind of adorn. Theirs are more like purpose, so blades don't get caught, whereas these ones are, no, let's catch the blade so I can grab it, kind of a scenario.
Like orcish.
Huh?
Like orcish.
Yeah, like orcish craft almost. Like a lot of it is just very feral and intimidation factor-esque. Forgot to put these in. But yeah, so the open road is now ahead of you. Anybody want to do any stops for anything? Any weapons, nothing? Because you guys are right now in like a capital city of this area. So if there is anything you guys would like to purchase, this would be like the last time that you'd find stuff that would be like generally more well crafted and more multi-purpose.
Got the best gear on me than I have in my whole life. Pretty good.
That's fair.
Don, on the other hand,
No,
he still has the same diaper.
yeah, my diaper, I mean, it's a little dirty.
You need a diaper
little
tingy?
It's a little soiled, but
Mhm.
Change it?
yeah.
You need a little diaper tingy?
So he lays down, with his legs.
Yeah.
Put his legs down.
Lucky's job.
No, please,
Lucky
not
Lucky.
again.
But okay.
No, Daw doesn't need it. I don't think he's in need of anything.
Cool.
Lucky doesn't need daggers.
If Lucky needs anything, he doesn't know it.
Understood. All right, you guys trek on. As you guys are now on this road, you're starting to see like more of where you first entered in. You're starting to see like the smaller, like kind of like neighborhoods, and then it led into more of this forge area, and now you're getting into more of a neighborhood as well. And these houses out here are more hut-like. It's a lot less of like really nice houses, and like it's more just, you know, a simple plot of land, surviving, just being able to have a simple way of life. And you do see that in this area there's a lot more fields of these weird different types of like red-like vegetation. You are starting to see just a small amount of like blues and purples, but no green down here. So continuing past, it is getting cooler. The heat itself, you're not feeling it as much through your soles of your shoes or your actual feet or hooves. And it's getting pretty nice, actually. A lot nicer than what you've been experiencing. You don't have that humidity of the blood mist, or the weird sliminess of the Mind of the One, or the intense heat of Emberhold when you first entered. Now it's an unpleasant heat, but it's not deadly or uncomfortable, like dangerously uncomfortable. Now it's just a little uncomfortable. The air itself is kind of dry. No humidity down here. but you're continuing on. Your lips kind of like chapped a little, um, and you start to see the light fading just slightly as you are traveling deeper in, um, away from these lava flows. There are occasionally up in the distance you see just like small little crimson and orange glows in the distance, which you can assume is probably more lava, but not in an extreme amount as Emberhold or as Akaru City. But now, as you guys are traveling a bit further, um, it is starting to get cooler and cooler to the point where it kind of gets a little chilled. You're starting to encounter wind, these different like flows in these like tighter caverns as like the wind is now starting to flow in. It's really weird. The pressure in here feels a little. There's a little tighter of an air pressure as you guys are getting closer and closer towards this village. You are starting to see the ground is cracked and starting to fall away into like just little caverns of darkness that you can't even see past or through all the way. And as you guys are just starting to walk a bit further, you're starting to now have to cross bridges. And some of them, like at the start, are these big, nice carved stonework, like very, very beautiful. And at the heads of each of these, there's these statues of great fire giants. And each one is of a different facial structure and inscriptions. Does anybody speak giant?
Nope. You're gonna guess to speak giant. I think.
But you guys, it is written in like these great runes across them on the base of it. But you're traveling over these bridges, and they're very large arcs that just crest over to the other side. A lot of this like bridge network you're starting to see is now like almost these big pillars, almost like islands that just descend into this deep, deep darkness. And now it's bridge after bridge linking to all kinds of different ones until you see light up ahead. You've been traveling for a few hours now, about 3-4 hours, and you see light up ahead, warm light, not fiery or very ferocious or bright, but warm. You hear people, you hear voices, culture, a little bit of music. As you're starting to walk through here, you just hear it kind of echoing through this cave network. And in here, though, the light is extremely dim. All that's here is maybe a torch every like 50 feet. So as you guys are getting out of that torch's range, it's complete and total darkness. You're only relying on the footsteps of Amanda, Ben, and Seamusin currently.
We're in the Lost Woods.
You guys are traveling and just total darkness, and then brief light and darkness once again. You hear the ropes kind of just creaking as you step on each one of these panels. Some of you losing your footing just slightly as you hear the winds just kind of billowing through here. Occasionally, as on these very, very large bridges that are just made of rope and wood, they just sway with the wind network kind of coming through here. It's very perilous, but you're almost there. Can I have everybody make me a dexterity saving throw? To make sure you don't lose your footing.
I just can't roll a 1. I just can't roll a 1.
I love it when this happens.
11.
11, success.
18.
18, success.
Hey, it's our best
Lucky?
roll ever.
7?
Fail. Vela. A natural 1?
Oh. Was that with advantage then?
I don't get advantage on dex saves.
No, I'm talking about Tanner.
He has no
Oh,
vision.
sorry.
Oh, okay.
Danger sense does not activate without sight.
I can't believe this happened.
Anything but a natural 1. Anything but a natural 1. Anything but a natural 1.
I kid you not, I'm gonna take a picture of this stupid thing. This is the 3rd one in a row. Where all I needed was to meet a 10, and this is a 9.
So, as you are kind of traveling through here, you end up taking a misstep and your leg ends up getting pushed through. This is lucky, by the way. Gets pushed through one of the planks and you fall to your knees, holding on to the bridge still. But only your leg has gone through. You kind of twist your ankle and a little bit of your knee tweaks. It's not great, but you'll survive. Vela, you end up doing the same thing. And as you're like, ow, they turn around to look at you, or you assume they turn around to look at you.
Yeah, I can't see.
And you just hear a and then you're holding on. Make a strength save to see if you can pull yourself up.
I have a -1 to those.
Yes, you do.
3.
3. You are holding on and you can't hold on anymore. You just. And as you're falling, you just hear Amanda go, Bella, no! You hear a weird howling sound. Like this droning howl coming from above you where the rest of your allies are. And as you're just falling and plummeting, you just hear and you're hit by something. Grabbed.
Oh.
And you feel yourself rocketing forward at a high speed by something that has grabbed you.
Your dinner.
Expedition, basically.
So,
What was that noise? Everybody okay?
So you just hear that, just that
Sorry,
wind
Cassie.
pass by you, and as it passes by you, the rope bridge shakes viciously, and it takes a lot to just hold on in this total liminal darkness. As you guys are kind of looking around in this darkness, Susie does have a torch, so I'd say she'd light it. So, lights it, and you
Thanks,
guys
Susie.
all see each other, and you see the plank broken, and Vela's missing. And you just, and you look up, and you see Amanda just staring over the darkness, looking this way, past everything, and then you see Ben also looking a little looking around because he also can't see. Seamusin looks on guard, and you see Kella is holding a whistle to his mouth as he pulls it away and is now looking around.
What was that? Where's Vela?
She fell through.
Again.
Again. For somebody so nimble, wearing ballerina slippers.
Bella Part 2.
Yep.
She sure does fall a lot.
Can't believe this.
Something got her? What?
I was a Night Reaper. My Night Reaper, actually. So she should be safe. And you see it blows into it again, and it makes that whistle droning sound once again. And you hear the fly by again. And just that shaking of it. And he goes, all right, that's mine. We're good. We're good, I hope. I hope my father fed him. And he just keeps kind of walking. And Amanda just goes, every time, you know I hate that creature. He goes, it's my birthright to have it, okay? And he just keeps walking.
The birthright of the seventh son.
And then you see Ben go,
One
so
inheritance.
is it cool? Yes, it should be cool. He's a little temperamental sometimes, but overall he's good. So we don't have anything to worry about, I hope.
Where is he taking her?
Probably to his nest, which is at the manor. So should actually be where we're going.
I wish I rolled a natural.
Probably complain to the maintenance about the bridge problems.
That was more of a Vela problem. Generally, we can see really well down here. And he just keeps walking. Vela, as you're flying, your arms are also compressed in. Your arms and your legs, and you're flying at a rocketing speed.
Help!
You're just, and as you're flying, you're starting to see that warm glow get closer and closer and closer until now you're rocketing, soaring over this city. This small city that, and you're watching, it's a lot of those pillars again, but they're all attached to different bridges, and each one of the pillars, these are like larger in size, and you see that they have tall buildings and beautiful architecture in here with these shingled roofs that have like these round, large shingles that are interlocking with each other that have this weird like flow at the end of it, almost looking like clouds. And everything here has not a muted color, but a very vibrant blue and purple kind of hue to it. And a lot of this is lit very well. You are starting to see that there's people kind of walking through these bridges, and the bridges themselves aren't the rope bridges. It's a lot of these like stone and iron bridges. It's very beautiful, and you're flying over some large, some small, just this big open expanse. And you start to go and veer away from that light until you circle overhead and plummet as it lets go.
I don't like this ride. I don't like this ride.
And you start to fall at a high rate of speed as it just lets you go.
Great. Wonderful.
And you're now barreling through the air. Let's roll some fall damage.
What is this character? Like, I play a rogue in another campaign, and I don't think he's ever rolled a natural one on a death
You
save.
take 26 points of bludgeoning damage as you plummet and smack into a nest.
Well, I am almost unconscious.
And you
so
smack
you
into it
need to
and
go.
you hit your back and you just fall face first into this nest. And it's made of like all kinds of like different types of twigs and pebbles, and this is like a shrapnel grenade of a nest. And you fall and land in it, and you're like have to like pull off like little bits of like pebbles that have just embedded themselves into your skin. You have bad road rash right now. But it's well lit here.
Beautiful.
Silver lining. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's well lit here. And you look over and you see that there is bones of different types of creatures in this nest.
Is there any way out of this? I don't want to be here.
The nest itself, the walls are like a good like 10 feet high. You can't see it over.
Oh, come on. Can I climb them?
Yeah, I mean, it's made of like different types of like stone and hay and like very very like hard vegetation, like the deep thick roots and branches.
I'm gonna try to climb them.
Okay, make me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Actually, this would be athletics because you're climbing.
Okay. That's so much worse than my acrobatics, but still a 17.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a good roll. Yeah.
Okay, as you're climbing, you're climbing pretty efficiently, and you just hear the wind kind of like beating around you. You feel your hair kind of whipping around as it lands, and you look over and you see these large hooked talons that are just embedded into the side of this, and you look forward and you see a griffin-like creature as you see it put its front legs into the nest, and you see these wings around it, and the wings themselves are big and feathery in this very very dark ebony black look. But you look forward and you see it's less of the face of an eagle and more the face of like a hound, with this elongated snout and these large teeth and canines, just staring back at you. The eyes themselves are this glossy black, pupilless, just pits of darkness. As it
Oh,
just
that's so cute.
as it's looking at you, and it's kind of like, and you look at the legs themselves, and they are avian-like. They have the little rings and like that weird texture to the skin, as it's now starting to like approach you, large and feathered.
Oh wait, I kind of want to pet it. After resist the urge to pet this thing. I'm gonna keep climbing because this is not. I was so close to the end of this journey. I am not dying here.
Okay. And as you're continuing climbing, it's just stalking you and getting closer. And the nest itself is like a good like 30 feet in diameter, so it's very large. And it's just starting to like stalk forward onto you, and this would be considered a category large creature.
Oh my gosh. I think. Hang on. I think I can communicate with. Hang on. Racial traits. Okay. Am I within 10 miles of Lucky?
You are.
I just mean like, Lucky, this is bad. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What do you mean it's bad?
I just got kidnapped by something. I don't think it wants to eat me.
Well, am I?
It's so
Hello?
What?
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, the whistle thing, and he blew out in the whistle, and then that thing came, and he says it's his, so.
Oh my god, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, okay. I'm sorry, I'll get back to you in a second. Just wanted to keep you updated on the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna keep climbing
Okay.
out of this.
As you continue climbing out of it, it's getting closer and closer, and you watch its mouth just open up, and you see its mouth is rows of teeth. It's 3 rows of teeth that are going backwards and forwards and backwards, just to saw away at whatever it bites and whatever it consumes. And as its mouth opens up, and you just see the saliva dripping down its jowls as it's just reaching in, right about to bite you, you just hear, "Seriously!" And it just recoils and closes its mouth and just goes, "No!" And you don't see who's yelling right now.
Oh.
And he just goes, "Go! Out! Now!" And just flies away. Who's in there?
I was talking.
This is the 4th son of the tribe leader. Who am I speaking to?
I just start climbing down. Are you jealous? Are you jealous, brother?
Oh, great, he found another stray.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Illustrate.
Come on down.
Okay. I'll just go.
Okay, as you start
Very disheveled and beat up fella.
Yeah, as you start to like walk out, you're just bleeding. You probably have like a broken rib. Like, it is not great.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Your wrist is definitely sprained.
Yeah.
And as you're like climbing out, you see a very handsome drow. You see his hair it's not long, it's actually pretty like shorn. In like almost like a buzz cut, but you do see the white smattering of the drow hair, the large pointed ears and the red eyes as he just stares back at you. The flames in here, there are torches in here, and you are starting to see like a pretty clear look at him. You do see a slight resemblance to Kella. A bit older, a little bit more kind of frazzled, a little, not frazzled in like he's unkept, more like he's seen some things. He's lived life, kind of a look to him.
Traumatized.
And you see, carrying on his sides are these two hand axes. And you see his armor itself. It's like a sleeveless armor that just goes into these like small shoulder pauldrons, and it's all like a studded leather armor. You see that on the armor itself has a lot of these like swirl like shapes on it, very similar to the architecture you saw of the clouds. And as he's just kind of looking out towards you, and what's your name?
I'm Vela.
Welcome, Vela.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's fine. Come in. And you see
Okay.
he walks forward, and as you're walking forward, you notice you're on this large stone bridge that leads out to a building, and it has these very, very large doors. And as he's walking towards them, you see that hound-like face of that creature on the knockers of this. With you see the thank you. You see the rings hanging from the yep. You see the rings hanging from
The knockers.
from the knockers. Thank you.
Those honking knockers.
They're very large knockers indeed. And they're holding these large rings in their mouths, just kind of in the design of the door. And you see he walks over and just grabs one of them and just opens the door, and you hear open, and you look inside it. It is a very well lit and well furnished home. And he continues to walk in, and you see that on the walls, the in the architecture in here, it's very nice in here. It has a lot of
Pin motors.
yes, a lot of motors, pin motors.
Pin motors.
It has a lot of architecture that is very traditional, and it's very kind of like well grounded but elegant and gorgeous. You see that there are paintings and murals on the walls of what look like some of them could be historical tellings and historical record, and other ones that look like just self-portraits of different members of the Drow families. And you see he's continuing to walk forward, and you now get a better look at him in this light. You see on his left arm, there's a lot of burn markings that have just like healed away after time, but you do see that there's the remnants of the warped skin texture on his left arm, and you see that the hand axes themselves, they have this like very, very faint glow sheen to them of like this like purplish blue. And you see now he's got like on his side is this like pack attached to his belt that looks like it has a whole assortment of different things. He looks like he travels very light and very efficient. He's also not in like full battle regalia. It looks like he's just walking around kind of tending to matters. He goes ahead and walks over and opens up a door into this kind of small room. He goes, "You'll stay here. Clean yourself up. Use whatever clothing is available in there. If you need anything, just go ahead and ring the bell in there. A maid will help you. If you need anything, just go ahead and ring that bell. Once you get cleaned up and out of your tattered clothing, we do have a bath that you can take as well. Ring for the attendant. They'll handle everything. I'm gone." And you see he just...
Oh, okay, wait. What's her name?
Kalor.
Okay, thank you very much.
And he just closes the door as he leaves. You're now in the Calavandris household.
Oh my gosh.
Or the Mistara household, I should say.
Okay.
In here, you do see that there is a very large dresser, a very nice bed, a little end table next to it with a beautiful lamp, and you're starting to see that the architecture in here has that same like bluish kind of purple look to it. The bed itself has like this weird warped tree branch look to it. That has that like kind of like purplish hue to it, like purple and black wood. But the bed itself is a proper bed. You see that there is a like just a writing desk in here with paper, ink, and quill. You see that there's that dresser in here. There's a chest of drawers in here as well. It's pretty well furnished. And the light source in here, that lamp, you look over it and you see that there's this crystal in the center of it that's emitting this warm glow to it.
I think I'll just start getting cleaned up for when the rest of the party arrives.
Okay. Sounds
And I'm
good.
just like, Lucky, I'm okay now. It's all good.
Oh,
See you guys in a little bit.
If you want to come in, just grab the knockers.
yeah.
Yeah. Just
I knew as soon as I
knock the
said it.
knockers.
As soon as I said it. I hate you guys so much. It was my fault though.
Just like when you said the elongated tower. It was,
I can never escape it.
yeah, it was too hard.
Well, it was the elongated sword.
It's too stiff.
You guys are the worst.
Has a big handle too.
Alright. So, as the rest of you guys are now traveling to here, you're walking over these large bridges towards what looks like a small town. Entering into here, you look over and you do see that there's a these drow kind of walking around in their daily business. A few of them are carrying crystals. A few of them are carrying like different like ore and different things like that. But they are starting to give you guys looks, and a few of them are like, "Oh, Kella, hey!" and just kind of like greeting them again. As they kind of walk in, having little conversations with them as they walk by, and they're kind of like just smiling and nodding. It looks like they're also glad to be home. Ben, you see he's kind of just giving like a smirked nod to everyone, kind of in recognition, but also trying to like remain semi-small in this. And he's still very well bandaged as well, so he's really not trying to attract a lot of attention to himself either. But as you guys are now entering into this town, welcome to the village of the Svedran people. Zenesian village.
Is anybody looking at us in fear?
Not in fear, but in confusion and wonder.
Okay. Because I'm looking out for people that are staring too long. Like
There are people that are staring for a while.
like people with the eighth rise.
We're watching a bunch of people just kind of stare at you as newcomers. Make a perception check.
Oh, okay. That's 19 minus 2. 17.
17. Okay. You do see that there are a few people walking through here, and some of them are like young, but a lot of them look like they're more like in their late 20s, middle age kind of.
For drows.
For drows, exactly. And they look like they've lived a bit of life, and they were like definitely considered adults. And a few of them do look at you like, oh, new persons, and then they like look at like Amanda and everybody, and as they look at you guys, they kind of like stare a little more intently as you guys are walking.
Because I know Amanda's like renowned as like, well, she has 2 elements, she's OP.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is there anyone in our party with 3?
No.
Okay, we all have 2. But still, like that's surprising to them.
Yes. You are starting to see there are people that are like clocking you guys and being like, interesting. Okay.
Okay.
So, as you guys are now kind of walking through here. It's very lively. It looks like they're setting up for some sort of festival. They are like kind of like putting like these like little different like string lights throughout, and they all have these like little crystals at the ends of them that like as they're like connecting them together, you're starting to see like little like flickering with them of this like interesting like arcane natural energy, and you see them just kind of like flicker and just start emitting just a faint light from them. A lot of these like warmer colors, but occasionally you see smatterings of blue in them as well. It's a very beautiful town. And you guys are continuing to walk through here. You just hear Amanda go, Ben, would you like to go to your home first, or would you like to get treated? And he goes, what do you think? Treatment. Okay, we'll go into the castle then. And you guys are now starting to head towards and up this, like, you're connected onto these bridges, but you do see that against the stonework itself, there are what looks like embedded in different types of, like, caverns and continuations of houses in here. But a lot of them are like these very tall buildings because there's not much platform to build on, so you build up. And you do see that at the like towards like up this like hill and these bridges, there is a very large plateau where a very very large building is set onto, and it's a beautiful looking manor, and it has guards posted up at the bridgeways as they kind of recognize Kella and Amanda and Seamus and Ben as you guys are walking through and allow you guys to also pass through. But it's very elegant in a very down-to-earth traditional sense. Doesn't look very pompous or very we come from money kind of a feeling, but it does feel as though it's homey. So, welcome to the manor. As you guys are walking into these, up to these staircase, you do see that there's these double doors that are also open, and it looks like they're just letting in air. And you see that there is a drow up ahead that looks like he's got this white, scruffy, long beard, dressed very nicely. And as you guys walk up, he goes, Master Keller, it's a pleasure that you come back. And who are these people you are with? They're companions. Thank you, my old friend. Of course, of course. Hello everyone, my name is Octurus Elbar. I am the caretaker here, and should you need anything, please do not hesitate. You are guests of the household of Mistara. And they all go, of course, Octurus. Is the recovery room ready? Yes, I assumed you would be arriving sometime around here, so I've always had it ready. Who has suffered the damages this time? Oh, it's Ben. And he goes, hey! And he goes, oh, this was a big one this time. What did you manage to do? Overused Aether and, you know, the spirits really punished me for it. Yes, I could see that. Well, let's get you into the infirmary. I can have my attendants take care of him. Claps, and you see two other drow kind of walk forward, and they go, and they have like a stretcher, and they put him on it, and he goes, oh, I hate this. Ugh. And they start to just like walk him out towards the left. And it is a very big antechamber in here. It's a very big foyer. And you see hanging from these very large string-like materials, there's these like chandeliers of crystal, very large stonework crystal of like 4 different crystals at varying lengths that just kind of create this nice open-air ambiance in here. It's 2 large staircases that arc up into this precipice, and then it goes off again into continuing rooms and wings. And you look over, and there's continuous wings that go to the right and the left, and it looks like they took Ben to the left. And Arcturus goes, well, if it is up to you, would you like a tour, or would you like your rooms first?
Oh, a tour. That sounds fun. You guys are muted.
Yeah, a tour would be great.
Understood, understood. I'll go ahead and get the handmaidens to make sure that your rooms are ready. And he looks over at Amanda, Shamison, and Kella, and just goes, and I assume you will be going to your rooms. Amanda goes, yep, time to take a bath. She just walks off, and then Kella goes, anything for me? Yes, your father told me to tell you to meet him in his chambers should you arrive. Understood. And he starts to walk off. Then you do see Shamison going, well, here I am. And he goes, yep, here you are. Don't try to break anything this time, please. It's very hard to replace things. Yeah, I hear you. Where are you going? Somewhere. And then you see he looks over like another attendant across the room, and he just goes, keep an eye on him. Nods his head and like runs after him. Yeah. As you guys are now kind of getting the tour of this place, it's a very large manor. A lot of it has this beautiful like artwork, and you see that it looks like embedded into the walls, like almost like it's just carved into this, like the stonework of the walls themselves is that same flow of these cloud-like sculptures. And you do see that occasionally there are little like, little pillars that have like bust heads of these different types of what you can assume were royal family members throughout. And next to them you do see that there's a very large portrait depicting them in all of their glory. Some of them look very stoic and very like righteous. Some of them look like just very well reserved with like a library behind them. Others look like they're with the knee up and the elbow on the knee, just kind of looking out to this like far out sea. Like a lot of them have these like different ambiance and feel to them. And as you guys are walking, Arcturus goes, and out here is going to be the gardens. The gardens themselves you can visit and freely take of the fruit and vegetable. It is available for anyone staying. And over here, and he kind of leads you a little bit of ways over, this would be where some of the guest rooms are. You will be upstairs. One of your own has already arrived, a Vela.
Oh,
She has arrived already.
that one.
She's, I believe, being taken care of. He's walking and goes, your rooms will be nearby hers. She is going to be upstairs in the left wing. And you guys keep continuing further in. He goes, here is one of 15 different latrines, and just keeps walking and just showing you this beautiful castle home. And goes, this is the grand dining hall, and he opens up the door, just one of the doors, and it leads into this beautiful ballroom, and with this extremely elongated table at the with chairs on either end all across. All of them look like they are already plated and ready. And in here you do smell like the waftings of a great aroma. And he goes in and closes the door and continues to walk forward a little bit more. And this is more of the official chambers over onto the right wing. We'll ignore that for now. And he starts to walk up the stairs. Over in the upstairs right wing is going to be where the king and his office, and where his chambers will be. Should you need anything, please call an attendant before visiting. There's rules and delegations that need to be presented first. And over to the left wing, and he continues to walk over. Over here is going to be where one of our grand baths will be, as well as your rooms. There is another bath downstairs as well, which is open air. These ones are going to be more of an enclosed steam. And continues to walk and starts to list off different rooms for each of you individually. And much like Vela's room, they all look very similar, well furnished, and just really simple but elegant. And should you need anything, there is a bell in there that you'll just need to ring, and we'll have an attendant there as shortly as possible. I have other matters to attend to currently, but please do continue to enjoy your stay here. And he goes ahead and gives you a very large bow before standing back up, nodding his head, and starting to walk off. So he did mention which one was Vela's as well.
So stay away from that one. Okay.
Oh yeah. Stay far away.
Stay far away.
Vela, you hear them outside your door.
This
Oh, man.
door is hexed, just like her. Stay clear from it. Do you want to hit up the garden? We haven't had juicy stuff in a while.
Sure, yeah. I'd see if anybody wants to tag along, but it looks like everyone's breaking up to do their own thing anyways.
Well, I bet Doll wants to see some mushrooms.
Hey.
Oh, it's you.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
I think we're good. How are you? You sound like an adventure.
I was dropped from a very tall height.
Yeah, like the circus.
Yeah, a little worse. There was shrapnel. She's all cleaned up right now, but she's still like.
You do see that there is like bandages on her that a little bit of them are like seeping through a little bit with blood. She's beaten up right now. You see a little bit of swelling on her face. Would you have changed out of your clothes and armor?
Yes.
Okay.
Into something that's not tattered.
There is dressers in here, and you look inside, and it's these really elegant robes. They're like a silk-like texture to them, but they look like house robes for just kind of walking around. And they have that same like cloud-like pattern to them on them. There's these like kind of like holographic purple and blue shimmer to the silk look to it. And then on that sheen, you do see that there are like these white and gray clouds just in the pattern as well.
Are you guys? You guys are going to the gardens?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, you're welcome to come along if you want.
Insight check.
Okay.
On who?
And then lucky persuasion or deception, depending on what you think.
My proficient, I am. I'm adding Cyclestern to this because she is insecure. $19.
Yeah, no, Lucky's definitely telling the truth.
Lucky is telling the truth, or is it? I could.
Yeah, he's definitely telling the truth.
Yeah, Lucky wants you there.
Okay. Is it okay if I come, or is that third wheeling? Is this?
If Lucky's okay with it, you can come.
Yeah, we'll make it.
I failed the
I would say we would make it an adventure, but I think you had enough of those for one day.
No, please. Please, calm down. Okay. Here, I'll just grab my bag, just in case. I will join them.
Okay, sounds good. All right. As you end up joining them, you're continuing to walk with them. Thank you for that. You guys are continue to walk over here, and the gardens themselves is well plotted, and there's a lot of these different hedges and large topiaries um, of different types of what look like creatures, creatures that are unfamiliar to you. You see that there's these different like different helms and shapes. Some of them look like they're creatures that have like wisps hanging off of them with like these very large topiary, beautiful look. But you look over and you see that there is an orchard of these rows of different types of fruits. Some of them look similar to other fruits. Like there are apples, what it looks like apples and pears. But you're starting to see there's other ones that look like weird, misshapen, and almost like spined. Some of them look armored. And you do watch. There's a few of them that are like almost like an icicle. But they have this like blue tint to them, as it just like it looks like a spike of some sort, but it's on these trees. And then over to the left, you look and see that there's this beautiful vegetable garden of these different types of like soft skinned fruits and veggies that are just in this garden. It's a very, very nice time in here.
Is there a mango?
There's mango adjacent things in here.
I'll pick up something that looks like a mango.
Okay, you end up picking it up.
Yeah.
All right, you pluck it off, and it has a very sweet smell to it.
Let's taste it.
Okay, you just bite into it.
Yeah.
You look inside of it, and it's got this blue hue on the inside of it.
Ooh.
It's very sweet, but it has like kind of like a tanginess to it as you're like finished chewing it and like swallow it. It's like almost feels like Pop Rocks, but it's very, very tasty.
So like how wants that fruit.
Perfect. All right. And you look over a little bit, and you do see that there's a pathway that leads off into like this. It looks like it leads off into like a stone structure, but you look up and you see that it's just basically like a stone wall around it almost. And you do see that there is steam rising out from it. Which you would assume is probably the outdoor bath. But the night and day is yours currently.
Well, were we told anything about something happening today, or were we just told to wait?
Just told to wait, really.
Okay. Because we've been waiting for a long time, so I feel like at least Cal would want to just sleep it off, the wait.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
There we go. So you guys get a little bit of TLC, kind of just relax, and do anything you guys need or want from the attendants.
Do they clean armor?
Yes,
Can they clean my armor and weapons and shield?
absolutely. They'll fully polish them as well, and oil.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And I feel like Cal throughout this whole village will probably be in just his cloak and his scarf.
Okay.
I don't think he feels threatened here.
Would he bring his weapon with him?
Yeah, he'll always have his axe and shield.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you guys have free range of this village, really. And people have seen you enter in with the seventh son and Amanda, as well as Ben. People don't really care about Jameson, but they see you walk in with them, so they assume that you guys have some sort of purpose here, and so most of them are not giving you any trouble at all. But there's these markets that are throughout here. Some of them look like they're selling different types of edible plants and vegetables. There's others that are serving like different types of like taverns, really. It's just a normal town with all the amenities that you'll never need.
Wonderful.
There is something though that you do notice. There are no inns here. Seems as though they don't really favor, or not really favor, but don't really cater to visitors. And given that visitors don't really come that often.
Yeah. So, are we just gonna sleep it off, or are we gonna hang out?
You
I don't know,
you
we've
guys
never-
wanna hang out?
We haven't had nothing to do in a long time, so.
Yep. We can hang out. I have to work on my armor, so I can make it actually fit me.
Okay. Well, I'm in my PJs right now,
Yeah,
So is
you
Lucky.
should
right?
hang out, I guess.
His extra
I
soft
mean-
underwear.
I've never hung out with people.
Yeah, hang out.
I may not look it, but I was quite the party animal.
Really?
Mm-hmm. One with the herd.
How do you do it? How do we
Well, we played a lot of social games. It's pretty boring just eating grass all day. So
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're soft.
do you have any things you want to play? Oh, hey, dog. We're just hanging out, chilling under a tree.
We're gonna hang out.
You guys are at the keep, or at the castle of the Mastara household, the leaders of the tribe. You guys are, it's a very welcoming society here, but it seems as though they don't have a lot of newcomers, but they are kind of giving you guys free range. They're not holding you hostage or really giving you much trouble.
Are we still in the garden?
At this point, yeah, you guys would be in the garden.
You want to just hang out here in the garden, I guess? It's nice here.
Yeah.
I would just be kind of scoping out the vegetation.
Make it an investigation check.
Where did it go? It's a lot of difference.
It will be a 16.
16. All right. So with 16, it's pretty easy. As you're looking through, you do see that there are little mushrooms just intermingling through here. A lot of just vegetation. Some of that you recognize, others, a lot of it that you don't recognize. A lot of it's like kind of like fleshy, and some of it has that like the hardened rind to it. But majority of it is like this like very soft textured, fleshy vegetables.
I'm going to point out the one that I ate. It's the best fruit I've ever had. Try that one. Really good.
It looks similar to a mango, and as you bite into it, you look and see it has this like blue texture inside of it, and it's very, very sweet, but it has this like kind of like tingling sensation, like pop rocks in your mouth.
This is quite exciting.
Yeah. Feel caffeinated.
So I'll take a few of those and kind of put it in my bag. Save some of these for later.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we're just chatting.
Okay.
Do you guys have
Val
any?
just sits down on the ground, crisscross applesauce, ready
And
to
you do notice
hang
that
out.
there is grass here, but it has like a grayish black kind of look to it. Here you're seeing still not much green. There's just occasionally just a little bit of green, but it's more bioluminescent than it is just like chlorophyll. But a lot of it has like darker tones, not very colorful. But the things that you're seeing that are colorful is more of the fruits and the vegetables.
I would take some of the mushrooms, especially if there's some that I didn't have, like I don't recognize.
Yeah, there's
I would
plenty.
take samples of those, and then just kind of just plant them on next to other ones there.
Weird thing. As you plant a couple of them, you watch it plant in, because you're used to this, and you can make them grow and plant in. And as you plant them in, you watch like some of them that you plant in start to like the roots entangle with other ones, and you just watch those ones just slowly wither, just very slightly. Some of the old ones that you've had on there, and you plant this new one on.
It's perfect.
I like it.
I like it.
It seems to accelerate the cycle.
So Vala, you're a loner. Do you have any games you play in your head with yourself that you can share with us?
Oh. I don't think so. I mean, I hung out with Eleanor. She's great. Yeah. I don't know. I read a lot of stories, so uh, we can just ask each other questions. I don't know like anything about you guys.
Cal's an open book.
I'm an open book.
He's never read a book though.
I've read a book.
There's not much on the book, but it's open.
It was 2 pages, but
It's a coloring book.
I learned more in that book than I have this whole trip.
Okay. Oh.
What?
Let me think.
Come on, throw any insult you want. I'm used to it.
Are
You
you
always
in
make
love?
I've already told you guys, I'm married. Of course I'm in love.
Did you tell us that?
Yeah,
I thought it was just in your dream.
I have a wife. But
Well,
I have 2 different kinds of love. I have love in a romantic relationship, and I have love kind of like for a child for Lucky, because I think of her as something I need to protect. That's what you do for friends. I only have one friend, and it's Lucky. You guys are all acquaintances.
I consider you a friend.
That's great.
I consider all of you guys friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's next?
You two, Susie, shut up.
Shut up, fella.
Oh no, Susie is like in her room just whispering to a rock.
No, totally. No sign of intelligent life anyway.
Starlog here.
So are we just gonna popcorn this? It's my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your turn.
Okay, Tanner. I mean, Lucky. Not Tanner.
This is kind of keeps coming up in conversation.
What you got?
I don't know what I got. I don't have any questions. Daw. I think you've mentioned before when I mentioned my wife that you have someone of interest as well. What in the shadow hell was that?
Oh. Well, and I start kind of nervously picking at the grass, the green grass, and well, I have a special someone back home that I hope when this is all over, I can share my feelings for her.
It's beautiful.
She is quite beautiful.
Are you ever scared?
Scared of her?
No.
She's terrifying.
Oh. Are you scared that she might get eaten?
No.
That's a fear I hold every day.
No, she can hold her own.
Okay. My wife can too, but a lot of people are after the meat.
It's quite delicious, I might
Don't
say.
say that.
I mean, just out of respect.
Yeah. Well, I know, but only I can say it.
Is she Angus or
What?
what? You said she was a cow. What kind of cow?
Define Angus.
Oh, it's just kind of like more bred for their meat qualities.
No. Although she does have good meat, she has good muscle.
Oh, good.
She could pull a lot of meat. Not all of me, but most of me. On a cart. Made out of pure metal.
You just hear, I'm sorry, what? And you just see Kella just like, he was like walking up and just stopped to listen to this.
My wife can carry all of her kids on her back.
That is impressive.
She's stronger than me.
It's an important quality in a mom.
It is. She's a big mom.
Huh. And you look at Kella and he's got, he's out of his armor and his weapons as well. And all you see on him is like this tunic of the similar like material that you have of that like that satin and the look of like the clouds and the swirls just kind of like intermingling throughout. And you see his hair is just kind of pulled back into this like big loose ponytail, and he just kind of sits down in the grass next to you guys, and you look, and he's not wearing boots. He's wearing these like little loafers. He's full on homebody right now.
Nerd.
We all kind of snicker.
So it's your turn. Oh.
My turn. Let's see. Lucky, tell me more about your life. What was it like being a kid?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Well, when I growing up, I didn't really know anyone related to me.
Sad.
I just grew up at the house where I was a slave. I've been a slave for almost my whole life. I don't really remember much about being a kid. Just so much of that time was spent just doing the chores and taking care of things that needed to be done.
Sounds like a hard childhood. I'm really sorry.
It wasn't all bad. They definitely weren't horrible people.
Well, just like in nature, the hardest environments breed the strongest animals and vegetation. So you must be pretty tough.
I mean, Cowl's he's much tougher.
He has a little bit more hit points than I do. But.
You must have a high AC with that upbringing.
It's too low for how often I'm starting. Really easy to hit.
So Lucky.
Oh my gosh, I guess it does make it my turn.
Oh gosh, you don't have to go. Like that. Oh.
I'm not the best at asking questions, but Villa, you mentioned someone named Eleanor.
Oh.
What in the shadow hell is that?
Oh, Eleanor kind of raised me. My parents were just very, very busy and protective. Eleanor is the closest thing I've had to a friend since before meeting you guys. She's a statue that she's hear me out. Hang on. My mother is good at animating objects, and she made a statue have sentience for the sole purpose of raising me. And now that I'm saying it out loud, that sounds highly problematic.
Yeah, you talk to rocks.
No, she wasn't made out of rocks.
Oh.
Okay, she's a wooden statue.
Oh, you're talking to trees. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So you're a tree hugger.
yeah. That actually explains a lot.
So your nanny was always stoned.
No, she was not. But
Which
she
don't
taught
take her
me.
for granted.
Does she like dogs?
I don't know. She
Okay.
don't know.
Well, I'm guessing she barks a lot with the women.
I don't know. I feel like you're barking up the wrong tree with that one.
Yep. Yeah, you got to go back to your roots on that one.
So it must have been hard not having your parents and having this.
I had them. They were just
statue.
busy and protective, so I kind of was in my room a lot. But that was fine. She taught me how to do ballet, and she taught me most of the things I know. And then when I went to the circus, I learned a lot more about the world, which was a lot. But
Did they send you to the circus?
no, I left. I wanted to, like, get jobs, so there was a circus that came to town, and
Hey, whatever you got to do for work, right?
I know, exactly. And they were traveling, so I was like, yeah, I'll see the world. But honestly, I wasn't really able to leave the circus that much either, so, yeah. Anyways, Da,
Yes, fella.
you mentioned balance a lot, and just your overall beliefs and your powers are so interesting. When did you learn that you had that ability?
I was always quite interested in the natural cycle, almost an oddity, even in my own herd. But I was probably 5 or 6 years old when I first felt that connection. So really young, especially with the fungal variety. As you notice, I'm quite fond of them. I feel a connection. I feel like I understand them and they understand me. Like we're both here for the same purpose. I'm here to help them, and they're here to help all of us. They help take things down to their natural elements and give them new life in new forms. So yeah, it's always been something that's just lived in me.
That's wonderful.
That's why I was sent on this journey, was my strong connection, my powers, though not as tuned as the elders of my tribe. They were a little more raw and a little more powerful, and we needed somebody to find a way to bring back the balance. And I was young enough and powerful enough to take that journey.
Wow. It's really cool.
So I guess that makes it my turn.
We're gonna do this every time.
I'm new to this game. Let's see. So Vela,
Hey, but-
Oh gosh.
Right back at you.
Oh no.
So I was interested in you joining the circus, and you chose that, and I know it was for work, but why the circus? What brought that choice on?
Well, they came. I mean, they came to town, and I'm from a pretty small town, and it was just, I snuck out to go, and it was wonderful. I mean, there were people that were so different, and they didn't even bat an eye at me. And so I went and talked to Barrett, the ringmaster, and he asked what I could do. And so I showed the ballet, and he was like, "We can work with that." And yeah, I was there for a few years. But yeah, that's why I picked it. It also was traveling, and I really, really wanted to see the world. But yeah, we didn't really do that.
Very exciting,
Yeah.
exciting career.
Yep, that's what led me to Hillcrest.
You'd think they would have taught you better balance. You tend to fall off of things.
Yeah,
Be
that's
more
a new
careful.
development. I wonder if I hit my head in some weird way when we
Might be the
when we
shoes.
came to the Shadowfell.
Yeah, it might be. It might be those shoes. I wonder if do you have them on the wrong feet?
No, there's next shoes. They're wonderful.
They look amazing.
Oh, thank you. She's still wearing them
Speaking of
despite
which,
being like
me and you still
robes.
need to get shoes. We talked about getting shoes, but we just never got to it. We probably should have done that the Ember Hold.
I kind of like walking, feeling the nature
Yeah, but
in between my
both of our
toenails.
feet are burned. Might have to walk back.
Mine are so calloused, probably. It's
Mine are cowless too.
yours are cowl.
Yes. Oh.
Ah.
Uh,
Uh,
so anyways,
Yeah.
how did you meet up with Cal?
have we talked about this yet?
I don't think so.
Well, it was after we had kind of been set free.
Well, you were passed
We-
out, so.
Oh no! And you, what did you say? I didn't come through.
You were passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to carry him the first, like, half a day. Of course, I knew him before because I was his main. I pushed his carriage the most, right? I think so. Yeah. I was his main
Yeah.
steed.
Yeah, we had a few previous interactions, but
Let's just say it was a bumpy ride every time.
we didn't really talk much until we were with the Soul Wardens. At least that I can recall. But kind of they thought, I don't know what they paired us up for a lot of stuff for them.
Are we supposed to keep that a secret?
Probably, but
Oh crap.
they probably think we're dead. So
Yeah, they already saw your neck, so.
yeah. I mean, we wear the bandana. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, Minotaurs don't usually wear bandanas.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't fit around your neck, really. But yeah, they kind of would just pair us up on missions together. And just kind of, we did that for a few months, and then we were sent to Hillcrest together.
We're a good team.
So, yeah, got to know each other a bit. Still working on his changeling practice, but he'll get there.
Well, as you can see, I'm looking better than ever. So, it's great work.
Is Kellen still sitting here?
Yes, he is. He's just kind of like he's sitting like just like cross-legged, just looking at the rest of you guys, just looking back and forth. And you look over and you look and see he's got like this like weird little like fidget toy almost in his hand that he's just kind of like fumbling around with, as you guys are just talking back and forth. And he's happy to just be home and relaxing and not having to travel right now.
I look at him towards Kellen.
Hmm?
Night Reaper? What? A night what? What is that thing I said earlier?
Saved is a loose term.
How rough was he with you?
I am still almost like you could probably punch me in the face and I'd be dead.
I'm not.
Like-
I'm not going to. My brother is me, but I won't. The Night Reaper is a. It's a creature that we hold in prestige in our village. It is a creature that is of a semi-untamed variety. They are very elusive and a very rare species, one that is nearly extinct. I possess one of the few that is still alive. When my father discovered one of the eggs that was left behind in one of the nests, he bequeathed it to me, and upon my birth, the egg bonded with me and also hatched. So we have that bond, and it's been alive as long as I have. It's a creature that is bonded to me in both a literal sense and a spiritual sense. We hold these creatures in a very high regard in our texts and our practices. And they are very aggressive if left unchecked.
Yeah.
I've almost lost fingers. One of my brothers has lost a finger because of this creature. But yes, he is my good boy.
Now it's your turn.
It's my turn now. Huh. Now I noticed. I feel like I might know this already. I might know the explanation of it, but I've noticed both of you had brandings on you. What do those signify?
I haven't taken off my bandana before.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he'd ask you then, Lucky. What does that signify?
It was the way that they would track slaves, and kind of the number of the slave to the owner.
I got one too.
Do you?
I figure since Lucky showed it, doesn't really matter anymore. It's pretty obvious, so I take off mine.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you were a slave too?
I wasn't really a slave though. I was basically just an animal to them. So. As you see the Roman numerals of 99 on my neck.
Yeah, they.
Did you guys escape? I know I'm out of turn, but
Yeah, it was late in the night, right?
Yeah, it was in the middle of the night while you guys were traveling to
It was really dark.
vacation.
I remember I was singing a song that my wife used to sing to me.
how does it go?
Moo 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 wah moo moo ma moo 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 yeah. It was like that. It was really jazzy. It's one of my favorites. And I remember there being a ruckus in my shoulder, and something was whipping me. So I turned around. It wasn't the guy; he was gone. But it was like the thing that was connected to me. It was like breaking. So I stopped, and I was like, "Are you okay in there?" That's what I said. And yeah, that's when I first laid eyes on Lucky. Covered in blood, just the way I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were at caravan just heading out, and got ambushed, liberated by the soul wardens, and they slaughtered everyone who wasn't a slave.
They definitely treated us better than those people, so we're doing good.
You see Killa goes ahead and just snaps his fingers, and then you just see someone just apparate next to him, and just lean down next to him, and he whispers into their ear, and then kind of nods his head, and they just nod their head and just
I've got a couple of runaways here.
disappear.
Oh, Uh-oh.
So,
And Mandela, do 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 do.
A few moments later, that person again apparates, and they're carrying a pitcher, and it looks like a bunch of different chalices. Goes ahead and puts them down. I feel like this deserves some drinks, and starts pouring drinks for each of you. Bring it up the pitcher, please. And starts handing them out to you guys.
I don't.
So Lucky, is that your true name, or is it the name that you have now because you were lucky to escape?
I mean, basically, the whole time I was with the owners, I was only ever known as 13. I didn't really get the name of Lucky till a few months ago, kind of after we got our fake papers from the wardens. And they thought it was a good joke and a good play on the number I had.
Does that number usually signify good luck or bad luck?
Kel's using a music box right now.
Okay.
From where in Etheria, it's typically bad luck. Unlucky 13, typically.
Well, I think your luck has been turning. You've had some good luck so long as I've known you.
I mean, you could say that. I watched the only person who cared about me die in front of me during that raid, and then had to work with the people who killed them, and then got banned to the Shadow Bell, and now we're here, so I don't know if you call that good luck or bad luck, or just kind of say screw it to luck in general.
So sorry.
Yeah, like I said, the harder the terrain, the stronger the person. So you've become strong. Your pain has helped you grow. It's a natural cycle.
And here you get to choose your path.
Is there another name you would rather go by?
No, not really.
And Lucky, it suits you.
No reason to change it now.
Well, we're probably going to come up with cool names once we figure all this stuff out.
I mean, we gotta get real ID somewhere, so.
I have my social security.
I have my passport.
No, I think Lucky's probably holding on to papers, right?
Yes.
Which you had to fix them up because they were very wet.
Yeah.
Remember?
He's holding on to the papers
A
for.
lot of IDs.
What?
Said I'm holding on to like so many different IDs.
You're holding on to 3 technically
Oh, that's
from
right.
the one person.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if I'm going over all the IDs I have, let me pull them up.
Which you can still. Didn't he
Should
like
do
practice
Google
to
Docs.
turn into it or something? Yeah.
He was practicing to turn into them. Into the different aliases.
Yeah, I have 5 IDs on me. One of them is for Cal. Otherwise, there was the Ranger in the forest with Donovan, who I have his ID for.
Ah, that's stupid.
I have Donovan and his 3 IDs, and then I have the fake ID for Nikki.
There's Jonathan, Tony, and Ezekiel.
Hey, Tony. Your friend
Sorry.
Jonathan's over there.
So,
You have a question, Lucky?
oh yeah, it's my turn. Oh gosh. What brought you to Hillcrest, Duh?
The elders chose young druids from our clan, from our tribe, that had potential, and being one of several that were have a natural connection with nature and different powers that it provides, we were sent to basically to the four corners, trying to find some power that will offset this imbalance that what we now know of that Aether generator was creating. So that was my journey, was down to was up to Hillcrest to see what that was. And then Augustus blew it up.
I just didn't blow it up, but I really, I wouldn't put it past him.
Have we talked about that yet?
About?
I don't remember if we've talked about it in
I don't think we've talked about the
Okay.
actual events.
Yeah.
Nope.
What's your turn, Doc?
Let's see. Who's all here?
What you see in Kella.
Yeah.
Okay. So I keep picking on you, Vela, but did you have any friends that you've
No.
left home at the circus?
Oh, no.
It was just Eleanor.
Nope.
It was just Eleanor.
No friends. That's well. I don't know about Cal. He says you're an acquaintance, but you are my friend.
You're my friend too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd consider you a friend as well.
I consider all of you guys my friends. I think since the moment that you guys saved my life, and when we first got to the Shadowfell, you guys didn't have to take me with you.
Yeah, we were all brought together. We're stronger together.
Yeah, I was super unconscious though.
Yeah. Sorry about maybe the treatment while you were unconscious wasn't the most pleasant, but we did what we had to do.
No, it's fine. Ow. Do you have any kids?
I have so many kids.
What are they like?
There was a common joke around the herd. They said as soon as, well, in cow speech, but I'll translate. They would always tell me that the herd was always known as being one of the smaller herds, but as soon as I entered into their lives, they became the biggest.
Big
Of
family.
the glade, of course. Though. There weren't many competitions.
What are your kids like?
They take after their mother more, of course. I don't think any of them got my more standing on two legs genes, but
Oh my gosh. Wait, hang on. Is your wife actually is your are you, hang on. I don't know how.
What are you trying to say?
Is your wife just fully a cow? Like,
yeah, smartest cow I've ever met.
yeah, that's wonderful. I'm sure she's lovely.
Yeah, she is.
Oh my gosh, this is this bestiality. What is this? Where's the line?
Well, after I passed cannibalism, it wasn't really hard. So. You are what
I
you
have
eat.
so many more questions for Cal now.
Well, it's Cal's turn.
Just cow's turn.
Yeah.
So, you know how all of us got our Aether, right?
For the most part, yeah.
was from the explosion.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know that you're really sad about, well, I don't know, but you don't really seem too fond of the fact that you don't have an affinity.
Sure.
Well, you don't have to do this, of course, but I was thinking it would be curious to try if you were to touch the shard. Would you?
Curious, definitely. I don't think it'd be the best idea, but curious, absolutely. Since Ben grasped it, it's been a thought on my mind for a while now. We traveled through Hillcrest after the explosion, and there was rubble everywhere. One of the things that we found was that shard. We felt, or at least Amanda felt drawn to it, and she found it. And even then, she knew it was unstable and something to be feared, but something to be studied. And she held a very tight grasp on it and wouldn't really let it out of her sight. We didn't really mess with it. We knew that it was something unholy. But the thoughts did creep in of, wonder what would happen if I, someone who is not awakened to anything, without an affinity for it, what would happen?
Well, none of us had affinity before. At least I didn't.
How I've had it described to me is that everyone has potential. Some will never awaken that potential. Majority won't ever awaken. But bloodline-wise, if your two parents both have Aether, there's a large possibility that you'll develop it naturally and awaken it. If there's only one parent, there's a small chance. If there's no parents, there's an extremely, nearly improbable chance that you'll awaken it naturally. But everyone has the potential. And if this generator, the burst, did something to you all and turned you and mutated you to be Aether sensitive and to be able to produce this power, then I don't know, I think that's something that we should be careful with. It's unnatural. It's something that goes against our very culture and teachings. It's going against the natural flow of the ancestral spirits and what they believe and what they produce.
Do you think your people will dislike us?
I don't know. I think if you go around telling them of your unnatural affliction, perhaps. As far as I know, there are plenty of citizens in here who are sensitive to it, Aether sensitive, and can sense other users around, and I'm sure they've sensed you all. You can't keep it under wraps. But I've never been able to have that sense. Most of my siblings have that sense, except the younger ones. But my older siblings, they all have the sense for it. Some stronger than others. But for me, I never developed it.
Have you put it into practice?
Oh yeah, I mean, from the time when we're able to stand, we start being taught teachings of the ancestral spirits and the ways of flow, and nothing. I mean, we have tools and relics that test your affinity, test it to see how much if you're a cup and the liquid that flows into it is your aether. That's how much quantity you have. Some overflow with it. The flow of the aether never stops.
Do you know if we'll be able to do that?
The test?
The cup,
What do you mean?
like the relics, to see how much we have.
Oh, for sure. That's easily arranged.
We're all still new to this. We want to know.
Apologies. There was no reaction from these relics when I interacted with them. My siblings, some of them had a little bit of flow, others, like the eldest, he had overflowing energy. I mean, Ben here tested very similarly, not to the same amount, but similar, a slight overflow. But nothing from
Do
me.
you think possibly your bond may have caused you not to develop your aether like everyone else?
What bond are you referring to?
With the man.
With your reaper.
That is a possibility. The Reapers themselves are seen as ill omens, but ones that you still need to respect and revere. So it is a possibility. It's it's a thought that hasn't left my mind.
Is there a reason why you don't take it out with you?
Yes, they don't really like the light. I mean, I don't really like the light in general either, but they especially. They hunt in total darkness.
Okay. That sure might have been easier with the Reaper on your side.
It definitely would have. Some places definitely not, but it's resigned to down here, and it lives its best life down here. This is its natural habitat.
Do you have a question?
What is with your darkness that you hold in you?
What are you talking about?
You have another, seems like another aether spirit within you.
Well, it's something that I like to ignore, but thanks to Amanda, she kind of saved me from it.
Right.
As you can see from how I look.
Yeah, I noticed you're not half and half.
It is something that I have lied about to you guys, of course, because I'm afraid. And I know that if it comes out, it will probably kill us all. Everyone here.
What do you mean?
Well, in all my travels so far in here, none of them have matched what I've witnessed. So, yeah, that's that. My turn.
And then he takes a big swig.
I have another question for you, Kella.
Yep.
So the spear metal stuff,
Uh-huh.
how do you go about crafting your own? What should be the thought process thing with spear metal?
You know, I've had it explained to me, and I've never forged it on my own. It's a very sacred practice where it's only you and the Forge Master, no one else. It is a very sacred union of you developing what you believe to be your craft. It's an extremely versatile metal, one that can take on fabric-like material. Can also be as soft as silk, but also as strong as iron. It is a strange metal.
Is it meldable to your body?
Yes. It is.
Because we've all kind of talked about what we want to do, and I kind of want to meld it to my animals.
I mean, that actually would be easy to do. Yeah, I mean, Magnus himself, he's melded it into his very self as well.
How many ingots would it take to do one side?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not much of a help when it comes to this.
Well, that's cool. You know more than all of us, so
Fair.
that's it.
My turn then. Lucky,
Yeah.
I notice you don't really change much. I know you're a changeling, but you don't change much. You stay relatively yourself. But there was that one time where you clearly were not yourself. What's
Oh,
up
yeah.
with that?
I don't really know. It seems like there are times where either when it's very stressful or it's just there's a lot of just new or very different things and it's just not in my control.
Hmm. There. Do you remember what caused it?
No. I mean, I mean, it's changing like that. It's just second nature. Well, I have done it for years.
Hmm.
So, not really sure what brought it on or what exactly triggered it.
Well, I guess it's your turn then.
Yeah. Vela, how do you do that weird like where I hear you talking, but you're definitely not nearby?
Oh, I told you it's through the necklace.
Yeah, but like, I guess that was not the way I was trying to. Like, how did you get to the point where you could do that?
Oh, just kind of, it's something I've had the ability to do my entire life. I just really haven't had anyone to give it to. So it's just something I've kind of known I can do. It's just part of the
Yeah.
the hex stuff.
Uh, you,
I can also change my appearance once a day. It's scary.
you should do it when Cal gets back, and you should spook him.
Okay. Should I? I'm gonna disguise myself to look like Lucky.
To look like Lucky?
Yeah, so there's two.
Okay. Is this the alter self or disguise self?
It is disguise self.
Okay, so I believe that also does clothing as well.
Yeah, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person. Look different until the spell ends, or use your action to dismiss it. And it lasts for an hour, so I'm just
So
looking
you
now.
just, as you're talking, you see that white just. Cal, as he got up to go pee on a tree, he walked back, and there's two Luckies sitting before you.
Oh, the more the merrier. Just kidding. What is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Why? What's... I kind of make eye contact with both the Luckies, and I try to see if anyone else is noticing that there's two Luckies. I'm kind of used to weird things happening.
Kella's just kind of looking at the two of them, looking at you, and just.
Same here.
Well,
Don's doing the same.
I have witnessed this kind of craft before, of course, and this changelingness. I haven't been able to do it myself, but I have been able to draw pictures of myself and kind of double myself in a way. So this is definitely possible, but of course Lucky is way more masterful in the craft.
Cal made an OC.
Cal made an OC. Love that for him. Love that for him.
Kella, do you know where Amanda is?
I can probably summon her.
Okay, because I had something I want to talk about.
Just and then operating once again. Someone next to him, an attendant. You see, she's got these like really long white hair and this dress in like the same silks that that you have on, Vela, and that just kind of like drapes to the ground, a little bit dragging slightly behind her. And she disappears and she leans down with her ear next to him. Please bring Amanda out here. There are things that I would like to ask her. And the rest of them would like to ask her as well. And she just nods, of course, master. And just... Well, she should be here shortly then.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm saving my question for when Amanda gets here.
Whose turn is it? Is it Lucky's?
It's fine.
It's
Bella's
Bella's.
turn.
That's Lucky.
Oh, it's Lucky's.
It's
it-
Lucky's turn.
Which one? Does he
Yes.
get 2 turns?
Yes.
That was perfectly done.
We spoke in unison.
Alright. A little bit later, about 5 minutes pass of you kind of just talking amongst yourselves. Getting...
Oh, he didn't have a question.
Oh. Did you have a question?
We're waiting for Amanda.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Another picture shows up before Amanda does. And you see Amanda walk out, and she's walking out in the same like kind of like robes, but hers are like a little. They look like they have satin to them, but they also look like she's got like a bit of like a cloth robe underneath as well. I hear the typing. A little bit of like cloth robe underneath as well as she's walking, and you do see that she has both of her animals walking next to her as she's walking forward. I was summoned. Oh, I see you guys are all having a little party out here. She goes ahead and sits down and grabs one of the cups. Technically there wouldn't be any cups left, so she just grabs Kella's cup and then pours herself a drink and tops it off and starts using that. So, what do you need?
We're asking each other questions.
Why are the two Luckies?
Oh, he's working on a new project.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I can't wait till I get there.
Vela, make a deception check.
Oh no.
I'll give you advantage because you look just like him.
Okay. 15. Oh wait, no, 17. I have a +1.
I'm gonna go to the
And
stats for
I
this
thought I
one.
had a -1 for a second. That's my strength score.
What is it, 16?
17.
Oh, 17. Okay.
I rolled a 16. I thought I had a -1, but that's my strength.
Give me a second here.
My charisma, that's a +1.
I'm pulling up her character sheet really quickly.
I'm glad there was advantage because the other one was a 2.
Uh-oh. What's up with your rolls?
What do you mean what's up with my rolls? The dice gods have smoked me since the beginning of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that's a 13. She's like, alright. She, like, just is resigned to just accept this, whatever weird powers that you guys have manifested somehow. Alright, sure. What do you want to ask?
Well, I noticed that at breakfast yesterday, Vela brought up potential feelings for Kella. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Vela. I think she needs to keep her little hands, a little paws outside of my own business. Um, Speaking of which, do you
Where
guys
is
know?
Vela?
Yeah, where is she? Do you know what room she has?
No. Nope, don't know what room she has.
Make another deception check. This time without advantage.
No, do you remember?
I don't.
We were standing in front of it, right?
16.
Paying attention.
5.
We knew.
Oh,
Dang it!
I have such bad charisma. This is wonderful.
I'll find it later.
Oh.
She looks over at her
You do
dog,
that.
sniff her out, and she goes, go find him. Find out which room she's in. Sniff her out.
She's literally sitting right there.
And I'm gonna roll a perception check for her dog.
But do I smell like the Zenesian since I took a bath? Also, I'm so sorry, there's music playing in the background.
Oh no, we don't hear it. It's
We don't
fine.
hear it.
Okay.
Make a stealth check. I'll say just a flat stealth check.
Would be performance.
Okay.
No, because this is trying to see if like she can like skirt away from this a little bit. What was it?
Anytime I have to roll something rogue like, I roll single digits. 15.
15. Nope.
I roll.
Dog continues to walk away from you towards the house. He just goes,
Uh,
I'll find her.
Thanks for answering our question. It's your turn now.
Oh, I get to answer a question or ask a question now.
Yes.
Yep.
What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to ask the question, and then you say, "What in the shadow of hell was that?" But no one has been doing that except me.
I didn't know that was the rule.
Rules were not established
I
beforehand.
was an example, but
Well then, you guys all were at the generator. Who was at the generator when it exploded? Was anybody
you have to
there?
ask one person. So
Yes.
that's the beauty of the game.
Cal,
Oh no.
who was at the generator? And if you were at the generator, how did it explode? What the shadow hell is up with that?
That's more than one question. Just kidding. Me and Lucky were both at the generator.
Which one?
They're
Yes.
both Lucky. And there was also a drow there, which is another person that was there.
A drow.
Yeah. None of you guys. I haven't seen him again, actually.
Did he have any markings? Did he have any gear or equipment? What did he say? Anything?
I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
He had a pistol, and he said that it was an affront to the ancestors before he shot and destroyed the generator.
I do remember the scene very well, but I don't remember
Yeah.
exact things.
So a drow with a firearm spoke of the ancestors. Did he say the ancestral spirits or just the ancestors?
The ancestors, because he was liberating the spirits.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that happened.
Well, we have a meeting with the king in a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna ask him some questions as well.
Well, I asked Kella to summon you because I wanted to speak with you in private.
All right.
We don't have to do that now, just whenever you want to.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's your turn then.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Ha ha. Have you, I asked Kella the same question because of his, affinity. Would you ever, if the experiments work out, would you ever use the shard?
I don't know. I don't know the true nature of the shard, so I don't know.
Because it seemed like it really affected Ben, but what if you gave it to one of your spirits? It might be different.
One of my spirits?
Yeah, one of your pets.
Are you talking about Amanda or Ben?
Amanda.
Or, oh, okay.
Is Ben
or,
here?
Or Kella, my bad.
Okay.
Okay, you're talking to Amanda.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Flat out, I would not.
Mm-hmm.
The crystal, when I picked it up, I was drawn to it. It had a sinister nature to it, and it was almost as if it was beckoning me. Not verbally or in a weird like whisper or anything, but it was something about it was just pulling me and drawing me towards it. I don't trust it. And seeing what it did to my friend, I really don't trust it now either. And no, I wouldn't give it to either of my blades.
Okay.
No.
I guess now it's your turn.
Lucky,
Which one?
Yes.
the one on the right,
Which one is the...
which is you, which is gonna be,
Which one?
it's gonna be Vela.
Yes?
Where's Vela's room?
She told me not to tell you because she's deeply afraid of you.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage because I'm flattering.
No.
Dig it.
Actually, I'm the one flattering.
19. 19.
Well, so long as she's afraid of me, then that works. Well then, lucky number 2. Floor is yours.
Why? Why do you hate Bella so much?
I don't.
Check.
Okay, make an insight check.
I love how Bella's psionic energy dice are mainly used to see what people's opinions are. 26.
26?
Yeah, because I rolled a 12 and then I rolled an 8 on the psionic energy die and then I'm +6.
She's, right now in this moment, she's not as guarded. It seems like she doesn't really hate you. She seems like she's just very, like, annoyed that you keep pestering her about things she wants to keep secret.
Secret. It's true.
Secret. I got
So-
secret.
You just sense this, like, irritability from her of, like, you're prying too much.
Stay off my mans.
Yeah.
He's a trophy husband.
A Trosband.
Well, now it's her turn.
Sorry?
I said now it's her turn.
Now it's my turn again. Da. You have this weird fascination with mushrooms, man. Like,
I do.
like
It's a connection.
connection, sure. What are you planning on forging?
I don't enjoy the thought of forging a weapon. I'm trying to seek something that'll strengthen me and my tribe to help restore balance. I've thought maybe my tusks have branding marks, as you can see.
Yes.
That tell a story of my life,
Mhm.
and I think adding to it with the spirit metal might help that,
Like an inlay.
like an inlay.
Hmm.
It's also where my markings have been showing up since I was touched with the aether.
Mhm. Hmm. Interesting.
Now it's paused. Now it's your turn.
So, Kella,
Yeah.
I kind of, was vulnerable and shared about the my love back home, or my love interest
Mhm.
back home.
Mhm.
Have you any love interests? You have a special girl in mind?
You're loving this, Abby.
I mean, just between us.
Between us girls.
Between us girls.
Um,
Girl talk.
Yeah.
I'm more focused in on the objective of the Savidrins and trying to make my family name proud and make it seem as though I'm worthy of the title of my father.
So you are married to your job.
Sure.
Bit of advice. Always leave room for relationships outside of your job. You have to have balance. If you don't have balance, one will consume you, and that's all you'll be.
Anyway, Lucky.
Which one?
Yes.
I guess I'll ask the other one then. Lucky, what are you seeking? Why are you here? Like why are you traveling? You said you were a slave, and as he says that, you just hear Amanda kind of like choke on her drink and like look like, man, I missed a part of the conversation. And he's like, now you said you were a slave for a number of years, most of your life, and now that you're free, what are you doing with your freedom? What is your, I guess, your goal?
I mean,
Sorry, what the shadow hell is up with that?
I keep forgetting the rules.
Finally.
I mean, I don't really know what else to do. I can't really go back. I can't really go anywhere where I don't really know much. But I think it's just there is a thing in Etheria that it's spoken about like a rumor, like the boogeyman for enslaved, and it's called the Games, and it was often used to keep rowdy slaves in check, because it was like, don't get too rowdy, we'll sell you off to the Games, and you'll be hunted for sport or fight each other to the death or things like that. Don't know if there's any truth to that, but I mean, maybe someday, and with some more time and more money and influence and power and everything else you need to survive up there, I can figure out if that is a real thing and put a stop to it.
You hear Amanda just go, I've heard the rumor as well. I've looked to see if it exists as well, and I come up empty-handed. If it is real, whoever is in charge of it is very keen on keeping it hidden. But I will say, is your goal to infiltrate and these high societies and try to join these societies at the heart of them and destroy them from the heart?
I don't know. I mean, I could kind of do stuff like that right now with some of the stuff I have if I wanted to. But I think it is that tearing down of those kind of, those ways and those machines of society, and doing something different.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it's not my strong suit either, so.
Now it's Lucky's turn.
Well, it's your turn now.
Yeah. Cal, I always hear you talk about your wife and your family, but I don't think you've ever told me where they actually are. Like,
Well, you
what is
see,
it?
You looking at the map, bud?
yeah, right here. It's the dark road.
Mm-hmm. Where? I believe so. Let me let me go ahead and double check the map, buddy.
He's lost his cow wife.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure that's where it was though, because it was in Etheria.
Let's see. Yep, you're correct.
Yep. It's a place called the Dark Grove.
Sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm. It was lovely. My first entrance there. It's beautiful.
How far was that away from Netherhall?
Pretty far. I mean, whenever I'd go anywhere, it'd be walking. So everywhere feels like a long travel.
True.
There weren't many carts where I was from. Or imps, which was weird. I kind of miss those guys.
Did you just say imps?
Yeah. Have you ever seen one?
No.
They're basically goblins, but
Uh-huh.
they have wings and they're red
Uh-huh.
or black or green or red.
So a goblin
Yeah.
With wings.
with wings.
Yeah. And they spit fire and they have magic.
Aren't they from like the Hells?
I don't know.
Are you from the Hells?
I don't think so.
Huh.
I mean, you would know more than me. So,
How? I grew up a peasant.
well, I mean, what you saw in me. I didn't see any of that.
There was darkness in you. I don't know what that was. I just know that I was able to absorb it because it was residual. But if it was more powerful than that, probably couldn't have absorbed it. So there's that.
So yeah, from the Dark Grove, to answer your question.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember how I got there. I just know it was, I think I crossed a river. Did I jump? Was there a river?
Mhm.
Yeah, I crossed a big river to get there.
I'm not good
What's
with
that meeting?
geography.
Amanda just like she's swishing her drink in her hand. I don't know. The attendant said they'd come for us when we were ready.
Can I do an investigation check?
On what?
I know every inch of Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Every inch. And I'm going to be investigating both of them. I want to see which one is not Lucky.
Okay. Lucky, you don't need to do anything. Vela, make a performance check.
Okay.
You make an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah, how much longer do I have on this? It only lasts an hour.
Oh, this has not been an hour. It's still long lasting. It's been like maybe 30 minutes on its actual activation.
21.
Oh. No.
I would say this is advantage because you look just like Lucky with the spell.
Well, the advantage was a natural 1. So, nope.
So what's the total?
Oh, so I rolled a 6 plus 4.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, that's
10.
my bonus. Sweet.
Yeah, that's definitely not Lucky. That's an imposter.
Yep.
As you're kind of looking, you do see like there's like this like weird like you see Lucky, but then like you just see like features of like the horned crown wreath around Vela. Like you're starting to see past the illusion kind of, and it's almost like you're seeing one out of one eye Lucky and the other Vela. It's like this weird like 3D effect.
I figured it out. You missed out on one minor detail, Bella.
Who?
Amanda looks over at you, and then as soon as you say who, looks over at you.
You see, there's something you've been missing about Lucky is, as he's been growing in power, he's been growing some features of bear. There's no features of bear on you.
I did pretty good.
Yeah, you did, but can't fool me.
And the disguise fades because you're the one I wanted to fool.
You just hear of the leopard just like looking at you, just kind of like.
She had me fooled for a bit there. That was good.
And then
You found me.
you just see Amanda nod her head, and it lunge forward at you, and like push you to the ground, paws on your like shoulders, and like mouth agape, like about to bite you, and then just closes the mouth and just.
It doesn't hurt
walks
that
over.
bad on one shoulder because all the scar tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just walk over and do a few little circles, and then knead some bread next to Amanda before laying down and stretching.
Ellen, or Amanda.
Mhm.
That was the least threatening thing that's happened to me today.
Aw. Then we've been doing good today, huh? What I want to know, Lucky,
Yeah.
where'd you get your dagger?
Oh, we already told.
I pull out my kukri dagger. This one?
The burned one.
I pulled out this experimental dagger. Yeah, this one, we got this one from the Shadowfell. I guess they more came across us. There were a bunch of Aether users there. And we kind of followed one of them, and he gave this to us and said, hold on to it, keep it safe, it'll work as like identification.
I see.
And you seem to be primarily fire.
Yeah.
And there's a name for them.
I haven't been wondering what
Vanished
he called
Knights.
this stick, but
He had a big sword, right? Was it like a katana? I don't remember.
It's like a great katana.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was like a huge but curved. Little
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the knights of, and it was dragon related.
It was the Banished Knights. I believe his name was Cinder, right?
That's what we call it,
Yes,
right?
that's what we called
That's
him.
what we
Yeah.
called him.
He lost the name when he was banished to Shadowfell.
interest the king. And it'll especially interest Magnus. He's loves old aether metal. Loves it.
This is old. The guy that gave it to us said it had no use to him anymore. It was burnt out.
Yeah,
Well?
it's a broken blade.
Well, Magnus might be able to reforge it for you then. Or forge it into something new.
Well, I've seen you've been trying to use it during
Yeah,
that
I'm not-
Tarrasque, right?
Yeah, I'm not very good with weapons, but yeah, I was trying to channel some of my aether into it before Ben came rocketing back at us.
Have any of our fire users tried to do that?
Are any of our fire users around ever?
There's Amanda.
I guess there's man.
Mm-hmm. She's like drinking and she looks up from her cup. What?
Oh, everyone's looking at me. Because the guy who gave this to us fire was his primary aether. So I think none of our fire users have tried to channel aether into it. That would be really just getting Susie around to try and, well, she's never really up for anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try?
Not especially, no.
Oh, okay. That was easy. That's good.
When it comes to spirit metal like that, whoever's had it the longest will have a better connection with it. I could try to channel it, but all of my spirit metal bond has been to these blades. And, they are a part of me. And the spirits that inhabit my blades are very jealous as well. Even if Ben needs me to hold his sword, they still get extremely jealous. So, if something that ancient has been bequeathed to you, there must be a reason behind it. See what Magnus thinks. Magnus knows the most about all of this spirit metal. Far more than even the king.
Okay, I'll ask him then whenever we go see him.
Which, at this point, you see Kelly just snap his fingers and yes, and whispers into his ear. Thank you. Just vanishes again. Well, my father's ready to see us.
I've never stood before a king. Is there proper etiquette we need to follow?
Yes, absolutely. And he's about to talk, and then Amanda says, "I got this. What you want to do with the king? You want to bow very low with him. He does not like to be gazed upon. He has a terrible affliction that is unsightly to him, and doesn't want others to be gazing upon him, especially eye contact. He absolutely hates that. He finds it very disrespectful. He is a very mean and not corrupt, but aggressive leader. So, mind your manners and your speech around him."
Insight check.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
she's
roll an
totally
insight
lying.
check.
You know
Lucky.
us well. We'll be fine.
Do we even need to roll insight? She's totally messing with us.
No, she's being totally serious.
Oh, yeah, I think she's serious.
I'm rolling insight. Dang it. Hang on. Wow, that missed the dice tray wholeheartedly. I only got a 14. And spent some.
I got an 11.
Give me a second. Sorry, what are your scores?
I didn't roll.
Okay,
11.
11. Okay,
Bella got a 14.
14.
okay. Lucky?
9.
Everybody but Vela believes her.
Bella's just laughing. She's like, okay.
Oh, this is
We'll
another
do as you
laughing
say.
And then,
Yeah, they're just messing with
and then you
us.
just see Kella go, "Yep, exactly what she said." All right, let's go. And he just stands up, and you see him stand up, and he's like, "Whoa, they're really making it a little stronger now." And he starts to like kind of like walk a little bit, but like he's got like a little wobble to his step a little.
Oh, Helen, no.
The hallway's crooked, but he's
Yeah.
going straight.
Yep, exactly. He's walking straight in his mind, but he's like. So as you guys are all now like starting to get up, and whoever was like kind of drinking a little heavily, you're feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. So is Lucky, I believe. What about you, Cal?
My trunk
I
is
don't drink that
tingling.
much.
That's
I
fair.
prefer water and milk.
So yeah, Amanda, she looks like she's like holding her own really well, and she's like, "All right, you idiot," and like kind of like puts his arm over her shoulder, and he's like, "No, I got it, fine, and like tries to take like his arm off, and she's like, "Will you shut up and accept help for once? Jeez." And that's where we're gonna pick up next session.
Hey.
Thank you guys so much for watching our weird and interesting character development episode.
Yeah.
We learned a lot, I think, about each other and a lot about
It was so good.
ourselves.
We're
Still a lot
besties
more
now.
questions to be answered.
Oh, a lot of questions to be asked and answered.
Mhm.
And hopefully we'll get some more answers next episode.
Learn more about Cal.
What?
What you said.
Yeah.
That thing.
So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. See you.
Toodly
Alright.
doodly.
I don't-